It's now time to talk about prep, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about prep, baby. So it's our prep talk of the week, which I'm reporting to you on my experiences with prep. I just started on prep last week. It's my second week on it, and it's been just fine. Some symptoms, some side effects, a little bit, but I generally have some stomach problems anyway, so it hasn't been too bad. But I want to talk about this week when it comes to our prep talk. I want to talk about prep in relation to what's going on right now. So, uh, a lot of individuals that receive PrEP right now are actually able to get it covered and paid for by Obamacare, by the Obamacare Medicaid expansion, and of course by the subsidies that it gives some insurance companies to pay for it, that gives Gilead the ability to pay for it. Now, what's really concerning about this for me is that if the Obamacare repeal goes through, especially something that's very similar to the Obamacare repeal that was just introduced, and thank God it was canceled, is that if Medicaid is cut by any way, PrEP is no longer going to be affordable for this amount of people.
Wow.
Um, PrEP right now, if you were to pay for it retail, is over $1,500 a month. If you have Medi-Cal here in California, California pays for it. And what's important about that is that more people being on PrEP, that means that we are able to combat the spread of HIV. It's been a very influential medication in helping stopping that spread, as we talked about before. But if we have a healthcare bill that doesn't continue to have support for Medicaid expansion, then people aren't going to be able to afford it, and they're going to be pushed off of it. And what's really difficult about that is that same-sex or practices, when it comes to safe sex practices, unfortunately are not going to change when it comes to when the drug goes away. So what that means is that a lot of individuals in the gay community might have loosened their same-sex practices or their sexual practices, their safe sex practices, and now that they're not going to have access to PrEP and they get off of PrEP, those riskier behaviors are going to continue. And what that is going to do is that's going to cause HIV and the spread of HIV to rise again.
And Marcus, if I could just ask you really quick, so how much would PrEP be if there wasn't assistance or coverage? If we weren't getting this assistance through the ACA right now, then what would the cost be?
Cost is about $580 a month. That's how much it costs.
Wow. That's more than my rent. That's insane.
And most people cannot afford that cost. And especially with something that you can't really see the effects every single day. You know, it's not like a vitamin or something like that, where not even a vitamin or a medication where it actually you can see it, taking effect. It's much harder to see that because it's more of a protective agent. So this is why it's so important that we fight for a universal or single-payer healthcare bill, because these types of life-saving drugs are incredibly important to help keep the LGBT community safe,
Absolutely.
to keep us healthy. So